Blue Beetle is out now, introducing us to DC's most iconic bug-themed hero. But what if he finds himself going up against the OG insect hero, SpiderMan? Who would win in an all-out knockout drag-out fight? Well, today, that's what we're gonna find out. What's up, guys? This is Danko. I do fight breakdowns, power ranking videos, or more deep dives into your favorite characters and franchises, with new videos every week. So if that seems great to you, well, sit back and enjoy the video. Hit that like button if you want to, or hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Peter Parker was just an ordinary kid until the day he gained amazing powers from a spider's bite. Since then, he has dedicated his life to fighting crime and protecting the innocent as Spider-Man. As if that wasn't enough, he eventually caught the eye of billionaire Tony Stark, who would give Peter the chance to become one of Earth's mightiest heroes as a member of the Avengers. Although that might sound like a lot for someone still attending high school, Parker's up to the task. After all, he understands that with great power comes great responsibility. After Peter was bitten by a spider, he gained the proportional strength, speed, and durability of a spider, and is actually one of the most physically powerful heroes in the whole MCU, especially when he's going all out. Spider-Man way outclasses your typical super soldier. He's been able to deal with Iron Man, or even Hulk level threats like Obsidian, or even Staggered Giant Man and Thanos. When he really lets loose, was able to put an absolute beatdown on villains like Green Goblin. Spider-Man is also surprisingly tough, like taking grenades to the face kinda tough. Grenades that normally vaporize the average person and turn them into just a skeleton. He really takes an all-out beatdown from the Sinister Five. Seriously, was it really that hard to include one more villain here? Pete was straight run over by a train before. He's been legit shot with missiles and has been absolutely blasted backwards by all sorts of punches and attacks over the years. Some pretty high powerful punches and attacks too, like coming from the likes of Giant Man or even Thanos himself. But where Spider-Man definitely has to shine is his speed and agility. The man is easily the best acrobat, the most agile character in the whole MCU. He can dip and dodge around in a fight like it's nothing, easily reacting to bullets or missiles or lightning or anything that you can send his way. The man is straight dang near impossible to tag in a fight, especially when you factor spider sense into the mix. This Peter Tingle is now highly tuned and advanced, to the point where he can pick up on Green Goblin's personality shifts, and so is able to easily dodge most all attacks before that attack is even thrown his way. Spider-Man also wouldn't be really Spider-Man without his trusty web shooters, which he can use to fire out a whole wide assortment of different types of webs and instantly web people up or simply just easily move across the city. And in this fight, we'll be giving him the Iron Spider armor. It is ridiculously similar to Blue Beetle's armor. Created by Iron Man, the Iron Spider definitely amps Pete's strength and durability, to the point where he no longer needs to worry about dodging bullets, he's just completely bulletproof. It's also made out of millions of little nanites, which can assemble and disassemble at will, and also allows Pete to grow 4 extra arms out of his back, meaning he's literally a Spider-Man. Jaime Reyes is a college graduate from Palmyra City who accidentally bonded with a biotechnological alien scarab, which then manifests a weaponized suit of armor. He then uses all these new powers and abilities to become Blue Beetle. The scarab, Kajida, can create a blue suit of armor around Jaime in response to his thoughts, or just whenever the scarab thinks it's necessary to protect Jaime. From there, it grants him superhuman strength, durability, speed, and agility, the ability to fly, and the nice power of being able to create literally any weapon imaginable. Blue Beetle is definitely superhumanly strong. although to what extent is kind of debatable. I mean, there are instances where he's easily able to overpower normal people and send them flying for his attacks, but there are other times where normal people can briefly overwhelm him. However, by the end of the movie, he was able to fight against Carapax and knock him around several city blocks and bust through metal and buildings. So like I said, he's definitely superhumanly strong. Same with durability. I mean, just for starters, the guy can already survive the force and heat and power of re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. The same thing that spaceships spend years designing and figuring out how not to just combust and explode on re-entry. He can also survive attacks from OMAC, who's pretty much Blue Beetle's physical equal, if not his better. In the process, he can crash down from hundreds of feet up in the sky and instantly get back on his feet, or be bull rushed straight through a hill and be okay. Blue Beetle's got the ability to fly, and fly at ridiculously fast speeds too. He had to gather enough speed to hit escape velocity and exit the Earth's atmosphere. Blue Beetle's also no stranger to reacting to and dodging attacks, routinely blocking bullets and missiles coming right at him. But the biggest thing here has to be his weapons. Blue Beetle can legit create nearly any weapon imaginable. He can form wings to help him fly around, or cut straight through buses and form shields. He can create hammers and maces and energy whips or giant swords, or even grow extra limbs a lot like Iron Spider can. Jaime will fire out giant staples in order to subdue enemies. He's got non-lethal sonics that he'll use to knock people out, and he's even got some more powerful attacks, like releasing a big-time energy shockwave that'll cause everyone around him to go flying backwards, or a chest beam and energy blast that are hot enough and powerful enough to liquefy metal. So, who wins here? Who's gonna come out on top as the ultimate bug hero? Well, let's break it down. Now, I think there are three key factors here: physicality, weapons, and then skills and abilities. Basically, experience. And Spider-Man definitely takes the edge in experience. Even though they're both basically the same age, Pete has been in this superhero game for way longer, and he'll probably keep on going for way longer too. With the way that Blue Beetle has been performing at the box office, we'll be lucky to see him again in his own movie anytime soon. But facing off against aliens and powerful supervillains and whole gangs of supervillains, and fighting in wars and against armies and mindless robot killer drones and maniacal alien warlords with a lust for genocide, Spider-Man has been around the block once or twice before. And you definitely can't discount the type of advantage that experience can give somebody. He definitely does have an advantage here. And physically, they're actually kinda similar, mostly because I think Spider-Man is slightly more powerful than you think he is, and Blue Beetle is slightly weaker and less impressive than you'd want him to be, although it is his first movie after all. But Pete has been slammed around by Doc Ock and Green Goblin through buildings. He's even taken attacks from Cole Obsidian and Thanos. He's definitely no slouch. Meanwhile, Blue Beetle is kinda constantly getting hurt. He's getting beaten up by Carapax, or getting hurt through the armor, or all sorts of things. Of course, he's also flying through the Earth's atmosphere and crashing through buildings, so I don't think you can just clearly say that Spider-Man is tougher than him. In fact, I think both at their best, Blue Beetle should take the physical edge pretty comfortably. It's just that I wish he'd be a little bit more consistent and operate at his best. And I just want you to know that Spider-Man is definitely powerful enough to give him trouble. But I think the biggest thing in Blue Beetle's advantage here has to be his weapons and abilities. Sure, Spider-Man has his web shooters and his spider sense, but honestly, the Blue Beetle armor should be able to easily come up with ways to counter this. I mean, it can't be that hard to bust through webbing. either cut it or burn it or just legit overpower it. And while Pete's spider sense is definitely fine-tuned and will keep him out of danger in almost any fight, that's kind of made just redundant when you also have a super advanced AI feeding you information into your ear. Something that both Jaime and honestly Peter too, they both have in this fight. But Blue Beetle can create literally any weapon imaginable. That's huge. Swords and shields and cannons and energy blast and literally anything you can think of. And if these attacks start connecting and start landing on Spider-Man, well, they have the potential to instantly turn the tide in Blue Beetle's favor. I mean, we're talking about the kind of attacks that can send Carapax flying through buildings and land several blocks over. I don't think Spider-Man is just gonna casually be able to brush that off. End of the day, I can definitely see Spider-Man winning this fight. He's powerful enough to do so, and is honestly skilled enough and experienced enough to do it too. Plus, Blue Beetle is also young enough and inexperienced and inconsistent enough to where it's almost more like he could just straight up lose the fight rather than Spider-Man win it. But if I'm taking both heroes at their best and trying to be as fair and unbiased as possible, Blue Beetle is probably operating on a higher tier here. I mean, there were several instances throughout the movie where Blue Beetle was hinted at being a planetary level threat. We even saw the Scarab straight up destroy a planet at one time in the movie. This is obviously what Blue Beetle is meant to be at his best, or at least somewhere in this range should be his true potential. Even if we want to say there's no way that that's actually true and cut it in half, say he's half as powerful as that, well, that's still significantly above Spider-Man's max potential. So being fair and assuming they're both at their best, I think Blue Beetle should definitely come out on top here. Blue Beetle wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.